Hey there friends, it's Miss Wendy and today we are going to make our DIY patient puppy. I hope you grabbed your bag from the Fairfield Public Library or the Woods branch, but if you didn't, it's okay. I will tell you everything that's in the bag and everything that you will need in order to complete this DIY craft. Please join me. Let's open up our bags. All right, so in your bag, you'll find a supply list of everything that's included and everything that you'll need. You'll find a template for your puppy parts, also a black piece of felt, a red piece of felt, a piece of chalk, and a washcloth. And now this is a bag full of stuff. So let's open it up and see what's inside. We have a blue ribbon, 2 rubber bands, 1 white rubber band, very small, and 2 oval eyes, and last but not least, glue dots. You will also need scissors and a pencil. Markers are optional, and that's just if you want to. After you're finished creating your puppy, you can color your puppy any color that you'd like with some markers. It doesn't have to be black and white like in the picture. You could color that puppy with some markers. All right, so I am going to clear off my space so we can get started. And the first thing I need to do is to cut out our ears, tail, eyelashes, nose, and tongue. So I'll need my scissors and my templates, and we'll get started. You can cut right on the inside of the black line, or anywhere on the black line is fine. There are my ears. And now I am going to just go ahead and make this a little bit easier to cut the pieces out. So I'm going to just separate my tail, eyelashes, nose, and tongue. I'll cut out my tail next. My nose, okay, so now we have all of our templates cut out. If you notice, these are different colors, and the tongue was outlined in red. So grab your red felt strip, put your tongue on it, not your actual tongue, your tongue template. And you can either take your pencil and draw around it, or you can use your chalk. That is up to you. It is a different kind of experience to draw around felt, so you might have to go over it a couple times. Keep your template in one spot and draw around that and see how that came out like that. So now you want to cut that, follow it around. Just like you cut out the paper, you're now cutting these pieces out in felt. So there's your tongue, and we'll just put our tongue here. And now we can take our black felt, and one by one we're going to trace these items onto this black felt. Now what works really well for that is white chalk. So I'm going to take my piece of white chalk and I'm going to put my ears as far up into the corner as I can, the top left hand corner of your felt. And you'll hold on to those ears and just trace around the whole thing. with your white chalk, you're going to have to move your hand around a little bit so that your ears don't move. You're going to keep pressure on your ears and trace around the outside. Okay? And when you lift it up, you don't want your felt to move and you don't want your template to move. And when you lift it up, you'll have a nice line there that you can follow to cut. Okay? But I want to make sure that everything does fit on here. So I am going to put my tail on and draw or trace around my tail, because we are going to have enough room for all of these pieces, but I just want to show you how to make sure that that happens. All right, so there's your tail, and look, you have plenty of room for eyelashes and your nose. So all of this is going to be for the eyelashes and the nose. You could even put your nose right here. That would work. And really all you'd have to do then is just trace this like that. And there's your nose. So however these fit for you, and I'm going to save the eyelashes for right now. I'm going to start cutting out my other pieces. So here we go. I'm just going to cut out my nose. There's my nose. And the tail. And you can cut on the inside of the white chalk. Here's the tail, right? And then the ears. Okay, so there are my ears. I'm going to put that with that template. And lastly, this is all the rest of the felt that I have for my eyelashes. I'm going to use this part to make my eyelashes. So here's one eyelashes. You see, I'm just going to cut right there along the inside. And it doesn't have to be super precise. And my other eyelashes I am going to fit right here. So okay. So I'm going to cut right around there. Okay, there are my eyelashes. All right, so let's start making our dog. Bring over your washcloth and you can go ahead and unfold it. And unfold it so that the tag is showing and it's on your lower right hand side. So remember, this is your left because it makes an L. This is the other side is your right. So the tag is going to be on your lower right hand side. Okay, we're going to just fold this in half from seam to seam, hiding that tag, and just kind of make a crease there. And open it back up, and you can see the crease there a little bit in the middle. This is the middle, the midline, or the middle of your washcloth going that way. We're going to roll to the midline and I'm going to just fold that once, and then it'll start to be a roll. So twice, 3 times, 4 times, and then we're going to stop. And from this way, again, we're going to roll it in toward the midline. So we're going to roll once, twice, 3, and 4 times. And now we're just going to bring those two together. Okay? All right. So we have something that looks like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to fold. So we have something that looks like that. These are going to be our dog's legs. And this, you'll see, is going to be our dog's head. So the first thing that we want to do, hold this so that we can wrap our rubber band, and just take your rubber band, the regular one, and we're going to just wrap it around once, and that's pretty loose. So what we want to do is just stretch the rubber band, twist it like that, twist, and then go over it one more time and try to get it right by that, right on the that first rubber band that you had there. Okay, so you have something that looks like this, right? 4 legs. Now what you want to do, so you want to make a little kind of circle there, maybe a little opening. You have your rubber band here, your 4 legs, your rubber band, make a little opening there, grab that part, and that's going to be your dog's snout. Okay, so I used a white rubber band there because I didn't want that part to be seen. I didn't want this, what's holding this and making it a snout, I didn't want it to be seen. I gave you this extra rubber band just in case one breaks. So now you have an extra rubber band. If your rubber bands don't break, if they stay nice and sturdy and they hold your dog in place, you can just put this one aside. You don't need it, okay? Bring over your googly eyes and your glue dots. Okay, so take your paper clip off. Something else you have to save, you can save that for another project. Unwrap your glue dots, and we're going to use one at a time. So the way that you can use these glue dots is you can either cut or you can just tear at the black line. And we're going to use one to put our eyes on. This is where your eyes are going to go. So we are going to put the glue dot on the back of the eye, rub it just a little bit to make sure that it transfers, peel that paper off, and if you see you have the glue dot on the eye, and then we're just going to place the eye right there on your dog. All right, let's do that again. So unwrap the glue dot, tear it off, and grab your googly eye, underside, put your glue dot on, rub it, and peel that off. Mine's a little off center, this one. That's okay. You can use another glue dot if you want, or you can just try it like that. There, puppy eyes. Okay, now this puppy has, if you see, we can pull that apart. That's where your ears are going to go. So let me just grab the ears and I'll show you. So you can just push your ears through, and then you can just shape them any way you want to. Okay, and then we'll just finish up with putting our tongue and our nose, and eyelashes are going to be an option for you. If you want to put the eyelashes in, you can. You don't have to. So I'm going to take a glue dot, peel off at that black line or cut right there, and I'm going to take my nose, put a glue dot on, rub it so that it transfers, peel off the paper. It might be a little tough and it might get a little sticky. All right, and my dog's nose will go right about there. Right. Oh my goodness, it's sticking onto my finger. There's my dog's nose. And I'm going to take another glue dot, tear it off at the black line, and stick it on the top of my tongue. I'm going to stick it on like what looks like the point of the tongue, right? And I'm going to stick the tongue right in there like that. So that part is hidden, and my dog just has a little tiny tongue coming out. See? If you'd like your tail to be a little scruffy, you can make some cuts in your tail. Now be careful because you don't want to cut all the way through the tail. You can just make little cuts in the tail so that it looks like a little scruffy tail, and not too many and not too close together, okay? But you can do that so that it just looks a little scruffy. I'm going to do the other side too. Again, just a little snips here and there. And I'm going to leave this part to be able to, the tail is going to go right here. So I'm just going to stick the tail in there. And I'm going to secure it with a glue dot. Now that I know where I'd like that tail, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the tail back out. I'm going to put one glue dot on one side of the tail. And I'm going to take one more glue dot and I put it on the other side of the tail. This might get a little sticky. And now I'm just going to stick that, open this up, these rolls up back here, and stick that into a place where I think it's a good length for my tail. All right. The eyelashes, you can just put on like that if you want. You can choose to leave them off, or you can give them a little snip as well. So like we did with the tail, you can choose to snip the eyelashes, not all the way through, just little snips. So snip, 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 if you want. And you can fan it out like that. Put a glue dot on your eyelashes. So I'm going to rip that glue dot off, and I'm going to put that glue dot right here, right on the bottom there. This is a lot of very precise work, so you are doing a great job. I know it, and I bet your dog is going to look so cute. Please show me pictures, okay? So I'm just going to put that underneath the eye where I think that they look good. And I'm just going to stick them there. And there's some eyelashes for my dog. And again, I'm going to take the other eyelashes and very small snips, and not too many of them, just like 3 or 4. You can secure them with, you guessed it, a glue dot. So I'm going to peel off another glue dot and put the glue dot on the bottom of the lashes here. And if you don't want to use the glue dots, you can actually use some glue that you have at home. That would work, a glue stick. Because these glue dots can get kind of sticky. The last thing that I'm going to do for the dog is put a little ribbon here so we don't see this rubber band. So I'm just going to do that, and then I'm going to tie a bow. I'm going to make sure I don't get the tail in. And I'm going to put this so that it is around the dog's neck. I'm going to cross it and then make a little X like that. Bring one side underneath and through like that. And then we can pull these, not too tight, right? But I want to make a bow. So what I'm going to do is one loop like that. I'm going to wrap around and then through and pull. And then I'm just going to adjust the bow so that it looks the way I want it to. And that might take a few tries, right? Your puppy is patiently waiting for you to play. I hope you had a great time, and I hope to see you again soon. Please check our calendar at fairfieldpubliclibrary.org to see which DIY crafts are coming up next. Have a great day. Thanks so much for joining me. Oh, and Penelope. Bye-bye.